Hello and welcome to part 2 of the signs. So last time we built this. It's an object, well it's an actor that's got a cube in it and a widget in 3D, which we can go into. And yeah, it doesn't look great from here. Yeah, nothing special about it. But what we want to be able to do is walk up to it and be able to set the text on it in real time. So yeah, it's not terribly hard to do, but we need to use a couple of interfaces and do a bit of a pass the parcel arrangement with a object reference. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into STD, which is the interface that we made last time, and we're going to add something to it. So, which I've already actually got here for something else, but we'll use these anyway. What we want here is the pass reference, which passes an object reference. And we want set value one, which will do text. That's it. That's all we're actually going to need for this. So what we're going to do, load up the other blueprint as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to quickly build the widget that you can enter your text into. So we're going to go to user interface, widget blueprint, user widget, or text input. I'm going to go into it. Now, just for the sake of the example, we're going to do it fairly simple. So I'm going to pop a canvas down, and then in the middle of the canvas we want a border object, which is there. We want a button, and then what we want is an editable text. We're going to drop that straight onto the border, because without it you can't actually see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it some text to show it's there. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to change the color so we can actually see it. Just change it to black. And we'll just put some text on top of the button as well. And we're going to call it set. And we'll just change that color too so we can see it. And this is pretty much what we need to do as far as layout goes. Editable text needs to be a variable, which it's already set itself. Yeah, that's that part. So the first thing we do is, going up to it, we need to get the widget on the screen. So the first thing we need to actually do is create it. So we're going to go up to the begin node, begin play node, and we're going to create the widget. We're going to select the class text input. Then we're going to promote to variable. We'll call it text widget input. We want to add it to viewport. We want to set its visibility to hidden for now. Pretty much the same as what we did with the HUD. Well, other one, another. That's the HUD inventory one we haven't, I haven't done yet. So it's that. That's all we need for now. Save, compile. That's all good. So what we're going to do is we're going to come off our line trace. Sorry, not the line trace. The line trace that comes off the off of this. So the out hit thing. So every frame, the out hit variable has a. Well, the one we've got here has a reference to the actor that we're hitting, that we're pointing at, in which case will be the sign. So we want to be able to hit the, say for example, the E key. So we use the E key. We should set up a proper input for it, but it's not much. We're just showing it off at the moment. So what we want to do from here is we want to, the widget needs to know what object to the text needs to go into. We're going to do that by passing a reference to the widget, passing a reference to the widget, which is going to contain this, which is going to contain the actor that we're pointing at, in which case the sign. Now, before we even get to that part, so I'll shove this over here, we need to get the widget on the screen. We want to set visible to true, to visible, and then what we need to do is we need to get, actually, yeah, we can pass the reference straight away. And then what we need to do is we need to set the game input mode and make the mouse cursor visible. So set game input to game mode and UI. Now it always wants a player controller. And we need the widget for it to set focus to, which is the text input. We'll uncheck the hide mouse during capture. And we want to set the mouse cursor set show mouse cursor. It's true. And that's that part. So yeah, it'll open up the text widget input, show it on the screen. It'll pass a reference to the sign that we actually need to be talking to. And then it'll give us the mouse and change the input. We need to connect that up too. So we'll up to it, and there's our text. Nothing's going to happen because we haven't done anything yet. So what we need to do now is we need to set the code up behind this button, which is going to be there. And we need to set the interface stuff up as well. std. Now we're taking inner object reference, so we want to take parts object reference. and we're just going to promote it to a variable, and that could be that. So the widget pops up, we enter in our text into the text box, and we hit the button to set the text. Next thing we want to do is we want to set the text on the actor that we're talking about, which is this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the set value reference function. So we're going to set a value there. We want to get the editable text, and we need to get the get text from it. Get editable text. Okay, and that should be pretty much it for here. File and save. Oh, and we also want to set our own visibility back to 0 again. So back to invisible. And we want to set the game input back to game only. And hide the mouse cursor again. Player controller. Okay. Hidden for that one. We don't need to attach anything to target because it's referencing itself and we're already inside the text import widget. Get player state. I always forget that one when I'm inside a widget like that. Okay. So that's how that works. Next up, we need to deal with the sign object and the sign. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go into sign object, and this is the object that holds everything. This is the actor. And we need to implement an interface, which is std, same as before. This is where the fun sort of begins for the passing of the reference stuff. We're going to take get widget. Actually, no, we don't, not yet. We want to go to set value, implement event. Then we want to get the widget. Now, you would think you would just go to set widget and then set value. And then in the actual widget itself, do the same thing. You actually don't. There's one little node that you actually have to put in between. So get user widget object. And that's our target. That's it. Hook that up. Hook that up, and it basically acts like a little relay. It's that painfully simple. So it comes from the text input, comes straight through here, set value, and it pops into here, and then we use the same function again on the widget once we've got the right instance of it, which is from this. Returns the widget object displayed by this component. So now we can go into the sign widget, go to the event graph. We can go to class settings, implement interface, std. For previous. Something else a while ago. So it's std. Okay, now it works. Okay. I did have this implemented on here before when I was trying something else, but it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to implement set value. Again, this time we're going to take the text block that's there, which we've not bothered to rename, which is this. And we're going to do a set text on it. We're going to take the value that we're going to get that's being passed from the actor, which got passed from the other widget. That's it. That's all we need to do. So we should be able to just go in there, hit the E key, and there you go. Do it as many times as you like. And you can set whatever text you want. There are limits. You have to handle a lot of the formatting yourself in the widget. I mean, this is just to basically show how to get to this point. Yeah. So that's it. That's a very crude sign that you can make. You can obviously do things like make it smaller, make it one line. You can bring in the multi-line text editor thing. You can do quite a bit with it. In fact, you can actually change the font, change the text size. You can do anything. It's just a case of setting it up in the widget, in the text input widget to start with, and setting it up in the actor that holds the widget. So, yeah. So that's your crude sign.